Hello, impact makers. Amelia Harshfield here. I help those entrepreneurs who are making an impact become more resilient so they can make a bigger impact. This looks like teaching them how to be less impacted by stress, anxiety, so they can become their brilliant and beautiful versions of themselves that they want to be, making the difference, being the leader that they were born to be. And I wrote a blog post about this a couple of years ago, and at this point in the time of the recording, there's about 600 views of this blog. It has no SEO. It's not technically listed on my website. So there's some traction of this blog, and I wanted to create a video about it as well to help explain that. And this is talking about INFJs who struggle to feel seen. And this can make them be quite serious. It can make them not really want to play. They might not see the value in like small talk with people. They're like, I just want to talk about the big, important, deep stuff. Like this is where they find a lot of joy. So they might just want to talk about the big stuff with people, but at the same time, the other people can be a little scared off because they're like, I don't know you. I don't really know your intentions. Why are you wanting to talk about this with me? So it's like you kind of need the small talk to warm up the relationship to where you can talk about the big stuff. And they can feel just sad, like they're on the outside looking in with people. They might not laugh a lot. They might just feel really serious inside. They might feel pretty lonely. They might feel like they're giving and giving and giving and giving to people and not feeling seen for the effort that they're putting into people. So they might have one-sided relationships, unreciprocal relationships, then putting a lot of effort into relationships and not getting that back. So it can make sense that they feel lonely. And the key really to INFJ starting to feel seen is found in that 3-year-old inner child of theirs. So I'm going to talk a little bit about personality terminology here. The INFJ's 3-year-old inner child, so their fourth and the weakest function is extroverted sensing. And that means that when this part is feeling left out, they don't know how to play with people, don't know how to be silly themselves, can maybe feel quite stupid being silly, and feel dumb, doesn't see the point of it. And when that's the case, they can really struggle to enjoy the side of life that is happier, that is silly, that is fun, that has a sense of wonder. And it might be coming out in ways that they don't really expect. So like it might be coming out when you're drunk. And then that's when you kind of become your silly, playful side and just kind of like wants to live in the moment. So it might be coming out sideways when you're not giving it a place to feel safe, to be seen in that way. So it really takes a couple different things. It takes you looking at and reframing those fears within yourself, and then you starting to change from the outside as well. And the inner change is really focusing on that extroverted sensing, being like, no, the right people want us to play. The right people want us to be silly. And if people aren't okay with that, then we're going to find the people who are, and not hoping that people who don't really appreciate that in themselves will appreciate that in you. So that is something that is really important to help that 3-year-old inner child of yours understand, because until they understand this from you, they're not going to be able to understand this from anyone. They're not going to get it from other people. Other people aren't going to make you feel seen, and you'll just sit there in the frustration, feeling unseen, feeling like there's this sad cloud following you around for the rest of your life. And you can get this going quicker by starting the relationship with that 3-year-old inner child of yours. So really understanding, like, it doesn't matter who doesn't see you, it's more about who sees you. Like for me, I love being silly with people. I love being ridiculous with people. It's one of my favorite things. So when people are like that with me, I'm like, oh, cool. We can play, we can laugh, we can do dumb things, because to me, there's so much fun in those spaces that, and the other thing is a lot of people don't do that. And one way to test that is just to try doing it a little bit and see how people react, because not everyone wants to do that. But the right people can be so much fun with you with that. So that's the big key takeaway. Work on that 3-year-old inner child of yours, talking to it like, hey, sweetheart, this is scary. I get that, but this is important to me that people, you know, are okay with me being silly, with me being funny, with me being a little off sometimes. And if these people aren't okay with it, then I'm going to find people who are. And that's really the what that part needs to hear. It's like, no, I value myself here. And if people can't get that and don't understand that, I'll find something that is. So that's the first big step. The other step is to understand that you got to take things slow with people as you're starting to do this, instead of like going like crazy and silly all the time. And people are like, whoa, where is this coming from? It might be too much. So baby steps with this. Try a little bit, see how it goes. Try a little bit more, see how it goes. And then that's how you kind of figure out, that's how you figure out how much you can trust people with it. Because even if you can trust people with it, you know, they might be tired, they might be having a hard time. So you really have to understand that specifically, and then you can figure out how to let that 3-year-old inner child of yours just come out little bits at a time in a safe space. So feeling seen is super important in your life. You deserve to feel seen. You deserve to feel more connected with people, feel more connected with yourself. So it's super important. One of the biggest changes you'll make in your life. You'll feel so much calmer. And if you want more help with that, reach out to me via social media and I'll see if you're a good fit for my work. So thank you. And I will see you on the next video.